Whoa, yeah, I have enough time to make half of a video. So I figured I'll make half of a video. It's a very pleasant evening kind of thing. And I feel so much better. Oh, stupid ear infections were making me insane. Anyway, Warbles on a lot. I know there's probably no point, but I just want to make this, it's probably something that needs to be argued. I don't know if you'll see this video, but I mean, he's now claiming a over 30% decrease in his fuel consumption, his fuel burn, based on his, 40-watt solar panel on the roof of his car. And I mean, at minimum, people should at least say, gee, exaggerations like that just annihilate all credibility. I mean, you can only take conspiracy theories so far. And the very idea that every car company wouldn't see any value in being able to produce a car that costs a person 1/3 less to operate in terms of the fuel consumption and get the same miles per gallon. I mean, the same speed, the same size, the same everything else. I mean, just putting a solar panel on it. I mean, come on. I mean, you realistically just can't sell that to the world. You can't sell it to reasonable people. It's not about whether it can be patented or not. Really isn't. And I'm sure car companies are clever enough to do it in a way that they can put their signature on. So even that's kind of bogus. But this whole idea that alternators are this profoundly inefficient, that they're consuming 1/3 of your fuel to recharge a battery, this doesn't make any sense. They'd make cars with batteries you recharge without an alternator. You take them home and recharge them. You charge them in the garage. If they were consuming that much energy to recharge while the car was running. And I think, as I've pointed out in an earlier video, there is a certain efficiency in grabbing some of the waste energy off of an automobile engine. If you didn't have an alternator to steal energy, a little bit, the engine would be more wasteful because it's not like an electric motor, whether it's all the way on or all the way off, or it can be any degree of on and off. Car engines have to use a minimum amount of fuel to maintain heat and combustion efficiency. So they have to waste a lot of energy just idling. And that idle time, you can get some pretty much free energy off of that idle, by running an alternator to recharge the battery at a reasonable idle. So, when you factor that fact in, to claim a 30% savings is just ludicrous. I mean, it's just ludicrous. And you shouldn't be able to get away with it with people giving you something other than a crookedy face. People should look at you crooked-faced and say, Warbles, that ain't good enough. That's just way too crazy a claim for way too little in evidence. Pulling out your little notebook with your scratchies on it don't mean too much in a world where you're going to make a claim that bold. That's like saying you've proven perpetual energy in your little scratch book. You're not going to get away with that crap. And your proof is insufficient to the boldness of your claim. I mean, really bold, insanely bold. Bold beyond all comprehension and dimension. Again, if these solar panels could do a car this much good by fully charging batteries, people could put stationary ones outside their garage and plug their car into them when they're not using them and gain a huge benefit. And there'd be a ton of companies that just love to make such a device. The only thing stopping them from making such a device right now is the fact that there isn't anything these 40-watt panels can really do. They can't produce enough electricity to justify the cost of their maintenance and their degrading and the electronics being maintained and other logistics of economical function. They just can't produce enough to be truly viable, rationally viable, as a source of competitive source of energy, especially if you can do something as simple as have them drill a 15-foot hole in the ground and steal a little warmer water, or cooler water in the winter, the summer. So they certainly save on air conditioning. Anyway, what else? I don't want to beat it to death, but certainly these, wacky claims like this really have to. When I saw the 25% you painted on the damn thing, I thought that was crazy. But to claim 30, it's just getting more and more nutty and preposterous and silly. And come on. To recharge a battery again. To recharge the battery. And one of these 40-watt panels, people should understand, your headlights on your car are probably around, at least 100, 150 watts each. So, just do the math. The solar panel producing all it can produce in a day, can't run your headlights for more than 10 minutes. It's just the truth. They just can't. It's a practical matter. It's just not good enough. Especially when you consider that a 40-watt panel is only going to give you 20 watts because it's going to get warm, so you're going to have a fan to cool it, and you're going to lose electricity and blah, 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 blah. So I don't even want to get into all that. Yeah. So anyway, that's probably enough. It's just this credibility issue that bugs me. You could argue for, 10%, 5%. You might get me to believe that, even though I know better. Even though I know better, I might let you get away with it and say, okay, maybe, possibly, if he has a really shitty alternator, and the belt's loose and some other kind of bullshit, and the pulley's, uncentric, and you're creating a bunch of friction somewhere, maybe this lie might work. But come on, 30. Just absolutely outrageous. Outrageous, I said. That's what I said. I said it was outrageous. Anyway. Sounds like they're cutting the grass at the old pool. Poo. I hate that. I hate noise. I really don't like noises. It's always kind of like that. Never liked noise. Never liked fireworks for that reason. I like the nice little, pretty sparkly fire in the sky kind of stuff. I like the danger of it. I like playing with the red hot bits and stuff. But I hated the noise. Just hated it. So you don't need to know that, but it's a little inmendum factoid. Never was a fan of noise. That's probably why I didn't like parades, didn't like a lot of things, because they were just damn noisy. Yeah. Yeah. I really didn't want to go around life wearing plugs in my ears. That isn't terribly practical. So there wasn't much choice but to just say fuck it. So anyway, till next time. I wanted peace and quiet swim. That's what I wanted. Nice peace and quiet.